I've just finished.
Good afternoon.
Malnutrition. We have. I get. Edge, you were. Get rid.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Describe the nature of the accident. Let's say catastrophic mechanical failure. Damn, how do you spell catastrophic again? 2 T's or 2 R's? It's not the best. Don't let me get in your way. Go on through.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
I could probably spend years fixing this boat.
Hey,
Captain
one second.
Hawthorne never worked to support the board before, at least not officially. I suppose we are turning over a new leaf? When I was stranded in Emerald Vale, I simulated a number of hypothetical scenarios in which Edgewater met its demise. Death by automechanical was number 57. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
You've just been in. Once. Under. I have the.
Crew report. Yoka is drunk. Surprise. We've reached the Hope, Captain. I'll tether us and initiate boarding protocols.
They're coming!
That's the last of them.
Are you... Certainly. Are you sure? And also... Jumps...
Oh no.
All right.
ADA.
That...
But that is a gross misuse of...
Yes.
You should not be...
Thank... Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
Captain, I shall now play the trans. It would seem. Take care. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab. I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial. Captain,
Phineas.
if you...
Let's.
You might want to consider changing your clothes more often. I am pleased to inform you. Please. I would also. Oh.
Attention.
How can I? Goodbye.
The captain did right by us
What's that
once.
noise? What is that?
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardet. Here they come!
Something you need?
What's up? Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Got a promotion coming. I can feel it.
They'll never see us. I'm working.
Thunder troops! For Monarch! For Halcyon!
Are you new here? Oh.
Well, look who it is.
The captain's treated me.
When you...
We're
Oh. I've got work to do.
About a blasted laptop.
really doing that.
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
Captain, you've... I've... I... I can...
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I... And you... I... 2 years...
So we've got...
You're quite...
You mean...
We're... Yeah. We have... You might have heard... That was... I wasn't... Thank you. If... We're going... We are...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra 2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable at scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take the SAM unit that accompanied you. Minister Clark was released from house. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, though he was always haunted, Dr. Wells was able. The revival. Dr. Wells, life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet, a role he was all too eager to play. The colony never realized you were the true power behind the new administration. By acting vicariously through agents and third parties, you controlled Halcyon from the shadows. As a result, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Captain.
It looks so easy. Why won't you just go? Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you.
The OSI teaches, from the moment he landed, the events on Tartarus brought the hopes of the people of Halcyon were nothing if not heart in the years as the colony consumed by paranoia. Over the years, under the leadership, the rediscovery of the hope, your influence, life in house, as much he knew that once the Nyoka, the SAM unit, Minister Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or as for though he was Dr. Wells, the revival, Dr. Wells, life will never be the same. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet. No one knows what's happened to Earth.